In this chapter 6, I will discuss about Flask Migrate. I would like to go to my API document. I would like to get all the users first, try it out, execute. I would like to copy one user data, Ctrl C, and I am going to create a new user. Try it out, Ctrl V. This will contain all digits and john@gmail.com. But if I see my get request, if you see here, john@gmail.com is already there. Now if I execute this, I have to remove this comma. If I execute this again, see, the user is created. So right now the email is not a unique field. So if I go to my user model, right now email is not a unique field. I would like to make this field unique. Unique equals true. I have three models: user, employee, and employee leave. I would also like to add table name here. This is not mandatory, but I would like to add it here. Table name. This is user. This is employee. This is employee leave. Okay, I have made this email field unique. Now how can I change this to my database? Previously I was running this command, right? python-m database.db init. If I see here database db init, it uses this command db.createAll. Now is it enough? If you see here in this user model, I have made this email field unique. Now if I run this command, then it will not be enough, because with this command I can create a new table, but it will not detect any changes in my previous model. That means the model that I have already created, it will not detect that changes. So here Flask Migrate will be helpful. If you see here, why you have to use Flask Migrate? Because db.createAll is limited. It only creates table, but it won't detect changes in models. It won't alter tables if you change columns. Here you can see db.createAll creates tables. Flask Migrate can also create tables, but db.createAll doesn't detect model changes. Flask Migrate do. db.createAll doesn't auto-generate migration files. Flask Migrate do. If I want to apply changes to database, again db.createAll doesn't work. Flask Migrate will help. So if I make any changes to my model, then I have to use Flask Migrate. If I have to create new table, then db.createAll will be fine. But if I make any changes to my model, Flask Migrate is necessary. First of all, you have to install Flask Migrate. I can write pip install Flask Migrate. I want to make changes to my model. I have added unique equals to true, so I have to install Flask Migrate, and I want to make these changes to my database also, to my user model or user table. So first of all, I have to install Flask Migrate. I can save my requirements in this file, requirements.txt, cls, in this main.py file. From Flask Migrate, I can import migrate, and then I can initialize this migrate. I have to pass app, also database, in my directory. This will create migration folder. So I have to provide the path of that folder. So directory, I want to store that migration folder in this database itself. So I have already created database, and here I will be having this migrations file. Control S. Now you have to remember some command. The command is very easy. You can clearly see here, this is the Flask Migrate commands. So first step is you have to set your Flask app. So if you are in PowerShell in Windows, you have to run this command. And if you are in command prompt in Windows, again you have to run this command. And if you are in Linux or Mac, you have to run this command. And this command is useful to set Flask app. And only then we can run this following command. I am going to run this command. Right now I am in PowerShell in Windows, so I have to set my Flask app with this command, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, OK, and then I have to run this command, flaskdb init, to create migrations folder. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, it will create migration folder. If it's here in this database, now I can see this migration folder. And next step is to create migration script. So Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and I can write here some message, make user email field unique, enter. Okay, now I have to run this command, flaskdb upgrade, Ctrl+V, enter. Okay, so it is giving me this issue, constant must have a name. So if I see here constant must have a name, I have to go to my migration folder now. Here, migration folder, versions, and this is my latest version, right? Make user email field unique. I have to go here, and I believe the issue is coming because here the name is none. I have to write some unique name here, unique user email, Ctrl+S, and now I'm going to run the same command again. Let's see if it will fix this issue or not. Okay, now it works. There is no any issue, that means it works. Make sure you don't have any duplicate email in your user table. And the most important thing is you have to remember this command. First of all, you have to set your Flask app, and this is the very easy step. You have to initialize your app and you have to run this command for the first time. If I want to make any changes to my model again, I don't need to run this command. So this is for the one time only, and this is the message what I have made changes to my database, and this is the command to apply changes to the database. If I want to roll back, this command will be helpful, flaskdb downgrade. Now if I go to my API document, and now this zone@gmail.com is already in my table. So if I click on this execute, it accepts. Let me refresh this site. Users, get all users, try it out, execute. Let me copy this, Ctrl+C, create a new user, try it out, Ctrl+V, and now zone@gmail.com is already in my table. So if I click on this execute, I have to first make this contact only accept digits. If I click on execute, okay, it is throwing me this error because this email field is unique. So I have implemented Flask migration and I have made this email field unique. And to get appropriate message, I can go to my user routes. Here I can write user equals, I'm going to fetch the user first, user.query.filter by email equals ask email. I'm going to get first record. If it's found, then I'm going to abort from here. 409, that means conflict. I can write email should be unique, Ctrl+S, and now again if I click on this execute button, see, it throws me this message, email should be unique. So in my model, if I go to my user model, I have made these changes. I have made this email field unique, and I have also added this table name because in my migration folder, if I see here, I can see my table name, so it will be easy for me to identify any issue if it occurs. So table name will be useful. And as I have made changes to this model, I have to use Flask Migrate. db.createAll will create only new table, but it will not detect any changes in the model. And in that case, I have to use Flask Migrate. This is all for chapter 6. Now in the chapter 7, I will discuss about JWT authentication and protect routes based on roles.